Hello everybody and welcome to some Mario Kart Double Dash 1 tries. I'm Rick Bick. I'm going to be your host for this match. Your solo host, mind you. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. I can pretty much talk about whatever I want to talk about. And today we've got RasernKoopa versus Lothjon. Lothjon has been giving us some really good performances. He's great. He's a top 20 player. And Razern is definitely quite a big underdog in this tournament, but he's also given us some really great performances. Definitely showing us how consistent he can be. That seems to be one of his strengths. He's really not allowing these top players to mess up. So, even though there's a bit of a skill gap, a lot of times he's kind of within that one big mistake range, and that means that he can take a lot of games if these higher seeds are making big mistakes. So let's see. I'm gonna check if there's any bans yet. All right, great. So we've got a DKM ban from Lothjon and BP from Razern. That makes a lot of sense. So Razern banning Lothjon banning DKM. That's a really risky track. So probably doesn't want to play on that. Like I was saying, Razern is looking for tracks where Lothjon can make really big mistakes, like DKM. So the other ones that we'll probably be looking out for from Razern are probably like Dino Jungle, Bowser Castle, Rainbow Road, Waluigi Stadium, maybe Daisy Cruiser. Those are all tracks where a lot can go wrong. So those are going to be where he has the most potential to take games from Lothjon. And then Razern banning BP. That is one of Lothjon's best tracks, far and away. So too bad that we won't get to see him on it, but definitely a pretty logical ban. All right. And looks like we're still waiting on a pick. And apologies in advance if I have any background noise or anything. I'm trying to make it work on the commentary, but I have yet to get to a really quiet place. I should be there about halfway through the match. So again, apologies if there's any background noise. I'm doing my best. Oh wow, just watching Razern warm up on Peach. He looks really clean. All right, and still waiting on that first pick. All right, looks like we're going to Luigi Circuit. Makes a lot of sense. If I had to bet, we're going to see Lothjon taking Razern to Luigi Circuit, probably Peach Beach, Mushroom Bridge, Mario Circuit, maybe Dry, definitely the more consistent tracks. Dry is questionable. Sherbertland is another one. Tracks that not a whole lot can go wrong, so it really relies on that skill gap. All right, and both players are ready. And this match is about to start. All right, here are my predictions. I predict Razern is going to go 117.6, and Lothjon's going to go 116.2. I'm going to be psychic if I get that. Remember. Not a terrific start from either players, but no crazy mistakes. Lothjon really solidifying an early lead. This is what I'm saying, you know, Razern, oh no, wow. Terrible stuck from Razern. That's gonna put him a long ways behind. He tried to save himself out of the sand with that shroom there and ended up just getting stuck and pretty much wasting that shroom as well. It was really solid split from LJ. I didn't catch what the opener was, but he might actually be on pace for a 115 here, which is a really solid one try. And it's looking like he's going to get it. Yeah, getting it pretty easily. 115.5. I think that probably very cleanly beats Razern's PR by maybe even like 2 seconds. And waiting on another pick. And this is going to be Razern's pick now on the counter pick. Yeah, Razern talking in chat, very disappointed with his performance there. Looked like pretty decent driving apart from that mistake, but still pretty much no way he can compete with that 115.5 from Lothjon. Wow, that's a really surprising pick from Razern. We're going to Peach Beach. And I was saying that this was going to be one of Lothjon's picks, which I thought it was. There's not really a whole lot that can go wrong here. Lothjon can play this super safe and still save a lot of time on Razern, I think. I think really Lothjon's gonna have to get very stuck somewhere or go in the grass multiple times for this to be a win for Razern. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Waiting to get started on the second match here. Lothjon taking a pretty risky tight line there, but paying off. Like I was saying, he can go wide on pretty much all of these corners and still save plenty of time on Razern. And yeah, that lead is very obvious. That's a pretty solid opener from Lothjon. I don't think he wanted to use his shroom there because he went into the grass for quite a while before he used his shroom. Yeah, not a great shroom lap from Lothjon, but still a very dominant lead. Razern's really going to need a miracle to take this. And he's not going to get it. So that's going to be 2-0 for Lothjon. And once again, smashing Razern's PR. You know, if Lothjon keeps driving like this, then Razern can't really be upset about these losses because there's really nothing he can do about it. But, you know, if he just keeps driving consistent like that, Lothjon's going to mess up one of these times, and RasernKoopa's going to be able to take a track. Yeah, Lothjon confirming that he did not mean to shroom lap 2. Generally, on the cycles that he's on, the 108 pace at least, you are going to be wanting to shroom on lap 3. You get better cycles on the water on lap 2 that way. All right, and looks like we're going to Yoshi Circuit. This is RasernKoopa's pick. And I'm going to guess that neither of them are going to go for the shroomless gap here. If either one of them did, it would probably be RasernKoopa, but Lothjon really doesn't need that time save to beat RasernKoopa's PR. If he just drives the rest of the track decently, then he should be in really good position to take this. All right, and the countdown has started. We are getting ready to go, and they're off. So both of them opting to not do the shroomless gap. And I think that's smart. RasernKoopa, really his only chance here is to just not fall off and drive decently and hope that Lothjon falls off or has a really bad stuck somewhere. Other than that, it's just probably not really doable. So probably the smart choice to not go for shroomless there. And actually not huge difference on lap 1. Pretty solid lap by RasernKoopa. I mean, we can see his ghost there. And a little bit sloppy from Lothjon as well, so. And Lothjon's really not giving RasernKoopa a whole lot to work with here. A 33-4 one shroom. That honestly might come pretty close to RasernKoopa's flap PR. I could be wrong about that. But either way, not a whole lot left for Lothjon to screw up. So it looks like it's going to be going 3-0 for Lothjon with a couple very solid performances. I'm pretty sure all 3 of his performances so far have beat RasernKoopa's PR. So, if that keeps happening, there's really not much that RasernKoopa can do about it. All right, and next pick is going to be Wario Coliseum from RasernKoopa. Now, this makes more sense to me because this is a track where there's lots of places for Lothjon to screw up, lots of places to fall off. However, Lothjon does have the huge advantage of R-Tech on the spiral here. In total, with the shrooms and good R-Tech on both laps, I'm guessing he could save 2 or 3 seconds just from that, even if RasernKoopa drives well. All right, and they're off. Looking pretty clean from both players so far. And I think we're going to really start to see some separation on the R-Tech here. I'm willing to bet they're both going to use their shrooms lap 1. That would be the smart thing to do. But Lothjon... Oh! Lothjon not shrooming and getting stuck. That's actually going to put Razern in a pretty big lead. But this is a really long track. So definitely plenty of time for Lothjon to catch back up. Not nearly as bad a mistake as a fall. Yeah, and he's almost caught up already. So he's definitely going to need another pretty big mistake for Razern to take this one. And let's see, coming into lap 2, get some splits. That's going to be a 0.3 difference with the advantage to Lothjon there. Really great driving after that pretty bad stuck on the spiral. All right, and sorry about that. I am finally almost in a quiet place to commentate. We're making it work though, and Lothjon has really run away with this one. He could still fall off on the smooth A-tech, but I don't want to curse him. No, he's not going to. Okay. Oh, looks like we're going up 4-0 for Lothjon here. And I think that's another time that beats Razern's PR. You really just have to hand it to Lothjon. I mean, Razern really can't be upset about that. He's not driving too poorly. It's just LJ is not giving him anything to work with. All right, and Razern's going to pick Sherbertland. This is, again, a kind of confusing pick, I think. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong, but I don't know, maybe Razern's just not feeling confident enough to do those risky tracks right now. All right, and countdown has started. I'm not really sure how this map is for these players, but this is definitely a track that takes a while to get good at, and it really rewards good driving skill. There's not really a whole lot of gimmicks on it. I mean, obviously there's the ice, but it's, you know, it just kind of takes experience to know how to get the tight lines, how to not. You need good A-tech so you don't hold your MTs around a lot of these corners, and that just comes with a lot of experience. So, yeah, LJ definitely has a very clear advantage from the start, and he should be on pretty good cycle for these Shy Guys as well. So, yep, no Shy Guys from Lothjon. Oh, and a Shy Guy from Razern. I'm guessing that's going to be it. LJ still has his shrooms. I mean, they both have their shrooms, but... yeah, provided LJ gets around this corner. Yeah, and a solid time from LJ. I'm not sure whether or not that beats Razern's PR, but Razern definitely has the potential to get a 116 on Sherbertland, so Not a crazy performance from Lothjon, but still enough for an easy win. Oh, Razern saying again, beating his PR. And that's rough. That's just gotta be really demoralizing for Razern. And I think honestly he has to start taking Lothjon to some of these risky tracks to give him something to work with. He needs Lothjon to make a mistake. And as I say it, they are heeding my words, going to Rainbow Road. Now, this is a pick that I would have expected earlier from Razern. It's kind of a mixed thing, though, because on one hand, there's a lot of places to fall off. So Razern does has some potential in that sense, but it's also a really, really long track. So there's also a lot of time for Lothjon to catch up. One mistake doesn't mean as much on such a long track. And the flap record right now on Rainbow Road is the last 50 hertz record, I believe, still standing. Goomba and Emo and Andrew Math have demolished all the other ones in the battle against 50 hertz. A lot of the old school players played on 50 hertz, but the new school players have been really against 50 hertz, even going as far as to call it cheating, just because it's like you're playing the game in slow motion. So you literally play the game at 5/6 speed, so it's a lot easier to do quicker MTs. It's a lot easier to time releasing your MTs, get tighter lines, that sort of thing. It's pretty crazy to watch. I'd suggest just watching on YouTube. Watch a world record in 60 hertz and then watch the same track in 50 hertz, and it actually looks like you're watching it in slow motion. And I'm sure I'll get some 50 hertz player yelling at me for bad mouthing it, but that's okay. And Lothjon is on great pace right now. Quite a bit ahead of Razern, and no falls from either of them. So, ooh, kind of sloppy on both last zippers there from LJ, but still getting the sub lap. He is definitely on clean pace to take this, and still has another shroom. Yeah, and Razern can't ask for too much more here. He's driving pretty well. No falls. Ghost is in sight, not too far behind. It's just Lothjon is just outplaying him right now. Can't be too upset about that. Yeah, and decent enough spiral from Lothjon. Once again, beating Razern's PR, I believe. And this is going to be match point 6-0. Yeah, and Razern's saying he's actually pretty happy with how he was driving there. No big mistakes. It's just, it is what it is. And they're noticing that it's been just about 4 seconds difference on every track so far. And Razern taking Lothjon now to Bowser Castle. I believe this is one of Razern's favorite tracks. So maybe there's some good juju there. I'm gonna knock on wood real quick. Don't want to curse him. But I would really love to see Razern take a point here. At least, not get swept. Definitely a very skilled player. And against a lot of people, some of his times would have already taken some points. Like we said, he doesn't make a whole lot of big mistakes. One thing that Razern might want to work on is not releasing that mini turbo. Oh no! No! Oh! Razern in the lava. That's really a shame. Both of his shrooms gone just like that. Yeah, Lothjon's on pretty good pace right now, but it almost doesn't matter. He doesn't need to drive that well for the rest of it. Just needs to not fall in. He's got such a massive lead right now. That fireball into fall combo is one of the slowest things that can happen to you in all of these tracks. And that's a great pace from Lothjon, 47-0. Oh, hitting a thwomp, but Razern falling in again. Oh, man. Yeah, Razern 13 seconds behind his ghost. Lothjon is not in the call, so he doesn't know that, but still, he would have to make some insane mistakes for Razern to catch up here. Yep, Razern stopping once again. And Shroom from LJ. Let's see, I want to say, oh, another thwomp hit. Oh, and Razern in the lava again. Darn. Wow. Well, maybe I actually did curse Razern, talking about how he's not making any huge mistakes, because this track he definitely has only 21 seconds behind his ghost. And honestly, this track has been kind of underwhelming performance from both players, but Razern is bordering on ridiculous. So another win for Lothjon, but Razern still has another 6 tracks to try and get some points. He wasn't expected to win this match, but any points that he can get, after the best of 13 are really important. That's what kind of makes the difference going into the tournament, into the playoffs. A 252 from Razern. I'm trying to think if I've seen a worse Bowser Castle in the league so far. I'm not sure. There is a point, I think, where you kind of have to just own it. And, okay, me, for example, I think I've been going for the worst average on Dino Jungle. And I think my average is probably like 2 minutes and 20 seconds or something, where a good time would be like a 145 or lower. All right, Mario Circuit from Razern. This track is bad, and I don't have a co-commentator to tell me that it's not bad, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. Our restreamer coming into the chat to tell me it's not bad. Yeah, and that's totally objective. No opinions at all here. I'm just kidding. Some people love this track. It's definitely not one of my stronger tracks, though. I can't speak to Razern or Lothjon, but I think it's definitely a track that favors Lothjon. There's a bunch of places to get some grass, but there's not really anywhere to fall off or anything. So even if we see a mistake from Lothjon, I think he's just going to catch back up. Yeah, I can't think of any. Okay, well, I stand corrected. That was actually the worst thing that could have happened. It doesn't look like it so far. He's pretty much on pace with Razern, but the shrooms on this track save a massive amount of time. So even though Razern is behind right now, he's going to get like a free 1.5 or 2 seconds on every lap now. So Razern is actually in position to take this. He's going to need to drive well, though, because even after that shroom, Lothjon still has a lead. So I can see Razern's playing cautious. He's taking some wide lines, and he can't afford to do that. Okay, it's really going to come down to this shroom. Okay, let's see. Can he get a good shroom? It's decent. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Oh man, that was the opportunity. We've been waiting for an opportunity for Razern. That was it, and I think he let it slip, which is really a shame. He's going to be beating himself up after that. After the track for that one. That was really superb driving from Lothjon, though. And that was not a bad time for Razern as well, so it's too bad. Yeah, Razern saying he feels like he could have beaten that time. I don't think it beat his PR, so that was the opportunity he needed. Too bad, though. He still has another 5 tracks to get another opportunity, though, so it's definitely not over. Yeah, Lothjon saying that's like the first time he's ever made that mistake. It takes a lot to hit that chain chomp. All right, Razern taking him to Mushroom Bridge. Who knows? Maybe we're going to get lucky, and one of the tracks we're not going to see is Dino Jungle or Waluigi Stadium. Man, that would be a win if they didn't play Waluigi. Again, no bias here, but I am the only commentator, so so you just have to listen to my opinions. And you know what? Being a solo commentator is actually kind of relaxing. I could talk about whatever I want. Restreamer coming in, just telling me no cursing. Good. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna make some predictions. Razern is getting a 123.6. And Lothjon is getting a 119.3. You can bet on it. I guarantee it. And that's not because, oh, okay, well, I'm already wrong. Lothjon can't get a 198.3 anymore. But Razern, I think, could still get a 123.6. It's starting to look less so. Oh, 2 car hits from Razern. That is not what he needs. And again, Lothjon gave him a little bit to work with. Actually, maybe not. He did get stuck a little bit, but this is definitely still on pace to beat Razern's PR. A 3rd car hit from Razern. $124.8, $121.0. All right. Well, you know what? Maybe it's time to mute the stream. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, it's always real. Okay, the best time guesser in all of Double Dash is Baseball Kid. When you watch his stream, tell him to start guessing his times, and I have seen him get within like 50 milliseconds of his time like 10 times in a row. It is crazy. It's so fun to watch. Shout out to Baseball Kid. Let's do some shout outs real quick. Let's I'm gonna shout out all the Double Dash people that I love. I'm probably gonna forget some people too. But there's Goomba, shout out to Goomba and Emo, and Mega Matt, and obviously Lothjon and Razern. Baseball Kid. Andrew's gonna be my friend someday. I promise. I've been trying, but he's stubborn. But I'm working on it. And I think Andrew has the potential to be number 1 if he plays again. Andrew was lamenting that he didn't join the league because he really wants somebody to take down Goomba. And it could be Emo, but Emo's had a couple shaky performances recently. Alright, so Daisy Cruiser. Sorry, I went off a bit of a tangent there. Daisy Cruiser. Could it be the one? Could it be the one Razern takes? I'm telling you right now, he's not getting swept. He's not going to let it happen. Somebody's failing a pool skip lap 3. I don't know who it is. Lothjon. Maybe I need to start giving Lothjon the commentator's curse. Lothjon coming up on pool skip. No way he can screw it up. He is way too consistent. Darn. Okay, well, it didn't work. But Razern not messing up. Oh, Lothjon stuck on the stairs. Come on, Razern. Oh, no. Bad stairs from Razern. Oh, Lothjon gave him so much to work with there. What happened? Oh, too bad. Got a couple more tries, though. Couple more. And... pretty mediocre for both players. Not bad, no big mistakes. Honestly, like, not failing pool skip or getting stuck on the stairs is all you can ask for on Daisy Cruiser. Like, I feel like most of the time, if you make it through Daisy Cruiser with no huge mistakes, you can take the win. Except both of them did that time, so... Yeah, and that again beat Razern's PR. All right, 3 tracks left. And the first one we're going to go to is Dino Dino Jungle. And my predictions have been pretty useless so far, but this is the one. This is for sure the one that Razern takes. Wait. No, I want to do the opposite. I want to curse Lothjon, right? Because I don't want Razern to get swept. Lothjon is for sure winning this one. He is definitely not going to fall off the bridge or get hit by a geyser. No way. Well, very clean start from both of them. Good, they're both going to be shrooming lap 1. Oh no, Razern! Oh no! Wow, what a save. I thought for sure he was going off the bridge there. And then Dino Dino Jungle again. Kind of all you can ask for in a 1 try is not falling off. Anything you do past that is just bonus. Oh, Razern, sketchy, but he makes it. Oh, wow. So close to falling off there. I have not seen any mistakes from Lothjon so far. He's on really good pace right now. I'm guessing Lothjon's probably going to come in if he doesn't make any mistakes here with a low 145? Low 145 maybe? High 144, something like that. Honestly, maybe even better. Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be it. And low 144. Really solid time from Lothjon there. And Razern coming in with a 150. Razern, again, you know, no huge complaints. It's just the skill gap, you know? Not giving Lothjon, not giving Razern anything to work with. Just not making those mistakes. And we have seen quite a few games with Lothjon in the league so far, and he's definitely proven that he's pretty consistent. He made it really far in the tournament, which ended before the league. I believe he came in 4th or 5th, something like that. Maybe 5th or 6th. I don't remember. But anyway, he took some pretty good wins there. All right, so we have DDD right now, and then one more track, which is either going to be, let's see, Waluigi Stadium, or, let's see, what's the other one we haven't played? DKM was banned. Well, I don't remember, but we will find out soon enough. Oh, really sloppy from Razern there, getting the pokey. LJ getting some dark sand, but still a pretty solid opener. Yeah, and the shrooms here are gonna make a little sketchy from Lothjon. The shrooms here are going to make a lot of difference. You can see how the way Lothjon releases that MT into the sand causes him to kind of jump really far into the sand. He gets to start his shroom later in the sand, and that means he's not driving in the sand at the end, which Razern is. So he's saving a lot of time on the shrooms. And gonna be another win for Lothjon. This is the last hope for Razern to get on the board and not get swept. We've definitely seen our fair share of sweeps so far, but I still have faith. You know, and the smart pick here is probably Waluigi Stadium, because that's where it's most likely for Lothjon to mess up. Yeah, and Razern had a really solid lap 3 there. And we are going to Waluigi Stadium. Okay, so I believe that the track that we skipped was Mushroom City. It's a bit sad. That's a fun track. But this pick does make a lot more sense for Razern here. Meep meep. Still waiting to get going. Zoom zoom. Skirt skirt. All right. Ooh, Razern opting to go for the shroomless shortcut. Lap 1. I don't think that gave him better cycles. I think he should have shroomed there. But still a solid lap from him either way. Ooh, cutting it close to that fireball there. Okay, I mean, got a little bump there, but Razern's still driving pretty well. Definitely within the one mistake region to catch up. Now Lothjon is kind of running away with it. Yeah, Razern is actually he's playing pretty decently. It's just Lothjon just not giving him anything to work with. Yeah, Lothjon with a clean lead now. Missing the fireballs, and that's pretty much it, unless he falls in at the very end, which seems unlikely. Yeah. Lothjon with the clean sweep. Kind of depressing for Razern, but Lothjon also playing really solid. I can only think of one or two big mistakes that he made that entire time, so definitely props to him. Very well played. Razern, if he played like that against most of the people in the tournament, he would have taken some games, but not against Lothjon. Lothjon not really giving him anything. So I think we're going to get these guys in here for interviews potentially. I can have somebody to talk to. Finally.
Heyo.
I do. It's Razern. Hi. Oh man, I've been so lonely in here.
I was hoping to give you a better race.
Honestly, man, I think you drove. I mean, okay, I know everybody after losing wants to say they drove terribly, but you had some solid performances in there. Like,
there were a couple laps that I didn't do too bad. The third lap of dry was actually very good. That was like probably the best thing I had done the whole race.
I want to hear it from your mouth. But in my opinion, if you drove the same courses, the same times on those same courses, those would have taken some games from most people in the league, because there were a couple really bad ones, but for the most part, you made it through the tracks without huge mistakes. I'd say maybe like there were 4 of them that really.
We won't talk about Bowser Castle ever again.
Oh, we will.
But my Rainbow Road wasn't bad. Just a minor screw up at the end. You know, that can beat a couple people. I'm a little disappointed on Mario Circuit. That was probably the only course I had a chance against LJ.
Yeah, you definitely had potential to take that game. So
yeah,
too bad. Yeah, I especially, you know, because you had the shrooms.
Yeah.
So.
I heard what happened. I'm like, okay, I've never.
Yeah.
That's never happened before.
Yeah. So I think if you drove up to your potential on that track, you definitely would have taken it.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
My Yoshi was okay. I think it's a little sloppy, kind of in that downhill part with the S curve, and you lose a lot of time if you miss that downhill MT. Yeah,
and especially if you go on the grass there.
Yeah.
So that's too bad. So okay, let's see. The track that we left off today was Mushroom City, right?
Yeah. Why give number 1 seed privilege? I'm going to lose that track.
Yeah, that's just a track that really rewards consistency, and like the skill gap would be a lot more apparent on that than it would be on some of the other tracks. So I guess that makes sense. I was really curious about you counter picking Peach Beach right away, though. What was going through your head there?
I don't want that as a later pick in case I get ahead. So
that's really smart.
And I've been practicing that course, so I felt I could PB it early and get myself in a good mood. And it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my best. So I was a little
get it out of the way when it's low stress, right? Yeah.
I don't want.
Smart, actually.
If I'm playing against someone who's way better than me, I don't want them to have safe picks late in the run.
Yeah. Oh, that's really clever. Nice. I'll have.
Didn't work this time, but hey.
I am also an underdog in a lot of these matches. So, great stuff from Razern, and also, of course, great stuff from Lothjon. We didn't get him here in interviews today, but he's got to be feeling pretty good about that win and his driving. I think I can count all of his major mistakes on one hand. He was driving pretty well.
I think he beat my PR on 10 plus courses.
Yeah, and so that's what I was saying. You know, like it does really suck to get swept, but what are you gonna do? You know, like you can't be too upset about that. If you know he didn't really give you a lot of opportunities. You know.
Yeah, he played very well.
So, Lothjon is definitely one to be keeping an eye out for. Later in the tournament, he's probably going to go pretty far. Also, make sure you guys check out !tickets in chat. The GSA is hosting its first live event called Pace. It's going to be crazy. A lot of the top SM64 guys are there. We've got Odyssey. I believe Celeste is going to be there as well. So it's going to be a lot of big names there. It is definitely one of the big events of the year to check out. You know, if you're picking one thing to go to, it should be Pace. And on that note, that's going to be it for Double Dash, I believe, today. Really good stuff to Lothjon and Razern, tough. It's tough to get swept, but definitely be proud of some of your performances today. You definitely showed people what you're capable of.
Yeah, there's other rounds.
Super Mario Odyssey tasks in about 30 minutes, so we're gonna have a quick intermission and make sure you guys stay tuned.